Us morons enjoy the luxury of working from home offices, but imagine an alternate world where we actually had an office to go to every day. Clearly, this scenario won't be hard for many of you to imagine as it's your reality. And if you're also the type to take the long way home after clocking out, followed by a lengthier ride come the weekend, you're the type of rider Kawasaki and Suzuki are reaching for with the Z800 ABS and GSX S750, unless you live in California. Neither bike is currently being offered for sale in the People's Republic. Intended for the sport bike rider who may be more, mature these days with things adults call, responsibilities, the two still offer middleweight performance without the supersport ergonomic commitment. They are also more affordable, at $7,999 for the Suzuki and $8,399 for the Kawasaki. Both motorcycles are well suited to the task of lane splitting. Neither sets of mirrors extend too far out, both give decent views behind once you tuck your elbows in, and their minimal bodywork helps those with less spatial awareness to judge whether they can fit in a gap or not. People treat you better when you wear nice clothes. No one at City Hall even batted an eye towards us as we rolled by. When it comes time to stretch the legs of our respective steeds, the Kawasaki's power advantage is noticeable, but the Suzuki, and its considerable weight advantage, is never far behind. The GSX's hiccup is a gearbox slightly less precise than the Z's, resulting in a false neutral here and there. I prefer the 750's gauge cluster, which includes a gear position indicator residing next to its analog touch, which is easy to read at a glance. However, the rod favors the modern-looking all-digital gauge cluster of the Z800, though it's void of a GPS. When setting a quick pace on a curvy road, not much separates either bike. Ample leverage is provided by both sets of bars, but the GSX wins out by virtue of its lighter weight, making it less of a strain to pitch the bike from side to side. The Z800 can keep up, but its rider has to work just that little bit harder to hustle its 506 pounds around. From City Hall to the canyons, the Z800 and GSX S750 can comfortably do both. Preload adjustability is the only suspension adjustment on the Suzuki. It leans slightly toward commuter comfort but provides the firmness needed for spirited riding, despite bottoming too quickly over sharp bumps. The Kawasaki's suspenders aren't much better, both ends being adjustable for spring preload and rebound damping, but it feels firmer and better suited for quick riding. Both bikes will get unsettled, however, if trying to navigate rough patches of road while carrying decent lean angle. It's here that the lower spec suspension components of both bikes reveal their weakness. Tom sums up the suspenders on both bikes with one word: sufficient, but the Kawasaki gets the slightest of knobs in the suspension category. Neither bike comes equipped with radial brakes, but the Z800, and its pedal discs, has a firmer lever and stronger initial bite, which we both prefer. In the Suzuki's defense, it might be just a brake pad change away from being right there. However, the Kawasaki's biggest advantage is its standard ABS, something the GSX lacks. Basic and simple, the GSX S750 is a throwback to the universal Japanese motorcycle. From a performance perspective, we both are amazed at how similar these two are. Both are Japanese inline fours with similar seating positions that sound virtually identical to each other. Going, stopping and turning proved very similar as well. Even fuel mileage is close. We averaged 40.4 miles per gallon with the Kawasaki, 41.7 miles per gallon the Suzuki. If this were a blind taste test, Tom says, you'd be hard-pressed fingering which bike you had just ridden. They're that similar.